Hello, good evening. Welcome to Monday's Look North. Our top story tonight. Rugby star Kevin Sinfield raises almost £2 million after running 7 ultramarathons in 7 days.
To have that many people out supporting us just showed the best of what we got in this country, and people do care.
The money and the awareness are absolutely pivotal to everything. But it's a week of celebration. That's what it felt like.
We'll hear more from Kevin himself and also Ian, who's living with motor neuron disease. Also tonight, more celebrations with football fans across the region as England make a sensational start to the World Cup. We get access to a new scheme in Huddersfield to protect women on nights out. And the hair salon in Leeds that's offering customers pay-as-you-can haircuts.
Well, this picture of the River Wharf in Tadcaster sums today up. What a dreadful day. Any improvement on the way? Join me to find out.
Isn't it nice to start the week on a positive note? There's cause for celebration on tonight's programme. England have made a winning start in the Football World Cup, and we'll look at how Yorkshire's players helped our wheelchair rugby league team come world champions. But first, to the remarkable efforts of this man. Kevin Sinfield, who has raised almost £2 million for research and treatment of motor neuron disease. Kevin, inspired by his friend and former Leeds Rhinos teammate Rob Burrow, ran 7 ultramarathons in 7 days. That's a total distance of 300 miles. Huge crowds cheered him on across Yorkshire, and look at that amazing fundraising total. Fantastic, isn't it? We'll catch up with Kevin in a moment, but first, this was his incredible journey.
And we're going to send Kevin on his way with a massive cheer in 3, 2, 1. Kevin, off you go!
Absolutely inspirational to everybody.
Can't thank you enough for your support.
It's great to meet Kev. What he is doing is amazing for all of us living with MND.
We're all trying to do something positive for the MND community and our little mate Rob Burrow. Can't thank you enough.
It's really humbling, I think, to be part of this, so.
Thank you very much.
And he's off. See you, Kev.
Once in your life you come across a special human being. He brings hope to people's lives.
I know you're all stood side to side with us, just like we tried to do for Rob, Lindsay and the family. Our team can't thank you enough. The support, the awareness we've created, the money we've raised.
It's unbelievable, the friendship between them is, fantastic.
Rob said everybody needs a friend like Kevin.
Sinfield, who had so many special nights here at Old Trafford as a player, is now walking to the centre circle, having run an ultra-marathon every day for the last week.
We've met some incredible people along the journey from Edinburgh, but there's one thing for sure, that our country cares. It cares about people who need help, and that MND community need us. They need support, they need love, and we've got to find a cure.
Wow, what a week. Well, the man of the moment, Kevin, joins us from Leicester, where he's back doing the day job. And in the studio is Ian Flatt, who's an MND campaigner and living with the condition as well. Kevin, how are you feeling?
I'm good, thank you. A little bit tired, a little bit sore, but glowing, really. It was just a wonderful week. to represent Rob and the MND community. Running with a lot of friends was fantastic, and we've had a brilliant time, and the support was absolutely awesome.
And the momentum really built, didn't it, with the crowds as you came into Yorkshire, past York Minster. We saw the crowds at Headingley Stadium. It was just incredible, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. You mentioned York, you mentioned Leeds, Headingley, you mentioned sort of Bradford City as well. I'd say they were all really special, but I have to say, when we hit York, it was probably a bit later than any of the other finish times, because that day in particular was 72 kilometres, a bit longer than the rest, which meant we didn't get in there till about 4 o'clock, and it was just starting to go dark. The Christmas lights were on, we were outside the Minster, and it was just a really, really good moment for all of us. Well, one of those supporters was Ian Flatt. Ian, you are an MND campaigner, you're living with the condition. You saw Kevin twice, didn't you, on the route?
Yes.
How much does this mean?
It's enormous, Amy. I mean, it's so difficult to put it into words, particularly after Kevin's articulated, because he nails it. But it means so much, and it was the money and the awareness are absolutely pivotal to everything. But it's a week of celebration. That's what it felt like. It felt like some strange national jubilee. The whole country's joined in, and it's so beautiful to celebrate that and be part of it.
You're no stranger, are you, to challenges? You did your own climb in Snowdon earlier this year, all for the same cause, to build this MND centre in Leeds. How vital is it that there is a new service there?
It's crucial. I'm a little bit embarrassed to talk in front of Kevin of mine was only one day. I don't think you can compare them. But it's absolutely crucial that the MND community in West Yorkshire needs somewhere with dignity, somewhere, we've got such a fabulous MND team led by Dr. Jung, and they need the facilities that then the patients like myself and people living with a condition can go and actually access the best facilities possible.
Kevin, you were doing this for your mate Rob. What has he and his wife Lindsay had to say since you finished this epic challenge?
Well, if you don't mind, I'll just touch on something Ian said there, because actually it's incredible what Ian did. And that shouldn't get lost in this. Like, you don't have to go out and run 7 ultramarathons. You don't. You can do the smallest thing, but it'll make such a difference. To get messages off Rob every evening whilst we were away, to see Lindsay, to see Jeff and Irene in Leeds, that's the reason why we do what we do. And to see people like Ian along the route, to see the emotion in Stephen Darby, to see Doddy with eyes that are full and a big smile, it gives everybody hope. It shows that, that small thing we did has made a difference, and we just need to keep finding more small things to do and keep piecing them together to make sure that this community is looked after properly.
Gentlemen, you're both a huge inspiration. Thank you for joining us, and well done again, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Let's move on now to football. More cause for celebration. England's football fans got their World Cup campaign off to a flying start with 6 of the best. The Three Lions, featuring 2 Yorkshire-born players, beat Iran 6-2 in Qatar. School children, including our superfan Tess from Knaresborough, and pubgoers alike, cheered England on across our region. Here's Mark Ansell.
No better way to spend a Monday afternoon than cheering on the Three Lions, whether you're at school in Knaresborough, at the pub in Leeds, or at defender John Stones' former club in Penistone.
Bit of a different Monday, better Monday than normal.
The boss basically just said, a bit of team bonding, let's have a few jars and watch the lads play, really, just support, just bond and bring the country together, really.
I would have loved a beer garden, but sadly it's a little bit chilly, but, we'll make the best of it and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very excited. England are going to win. And I'm just buzzing.
At Aspin Park Academy in Knaresborough, pupils wore their favourite footy kits while cheering on England.
We've been studying different countries in school, so it's really good that we can look at different cultures and different places around the world.
I have a feeling that we're going to win lots more games after that, though.
And do you think we might win the World Cup?
Definitely, I think we have the biggest chance.
It was really loud, and I don't think I can speak after all my shouting and cheering.
At Penistone Church FC, where John Stones played as a child, the punters were full of praise.
It's brilliant to see a young lad from Penistone in the side, and it gives inspiration to all the kids from around here that it can be done. If you put all the hard work in, you can be there playing for England.
I think he did excellent. He's had a cracking game. Him and Maguire have formed a very good partnership for England, and they proved it today. They know where one another is, and they play very well together.
Go on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England!
Mark Ansell, BBC Look North.
I love. But before that, let's tell you about a new initiative that's been set up in West Yorkshire to try to keep women safe from drink spiking and sexual harassment on nights out. A safety bus will be stationed in Huddersfield on Wednesday and Saturday nights. It offers a place for people to go if they feel threatened or need help getting home. Corinne Wheatley has been finding out more.
It's student night in Huddersfield when lots of societies hit the town, with a few interesting looks on show. They have a well-trodden route of their favourite bars and clubs, and for the past few weeks there's been a new addition along the way.
So you're well aware about...
Yeah, we come here every single Wednesday.
Staff from the new night safety bus are handing out stoppers to help prevent drink spiking.
Yeah, so you put it in the bottle and then your straw goes in the middle, and then these are for pint glasses, a little cross in the middle that your straw goes through.
The bus, which is stationed in the middle of town, also offers a safe space for anyone who feels threatened or wants to report sexual harassment.
We can help people get home safely. As I say, people can charge the phone up. On our first evening, we actually administered first aid to somebody, and obviously then they didn't need to phone an ambulance, so we reduced an ambulance call that evening.
It's been welcomed by students like Morgan, who says that she and a housemate recently had their drink spiked.
It was quite a shock to the system when we had that kind of incident, and it's made us a bit more precautious now. If that was here when we saw it, it would have been really good because we was both in states where we couldn't even see a thing. It was quite terrifying, actually.
I think it's definitely very comforting to have. It's like you've got options, you don't feel like you've got nowhere to go, so it's good to have it available if there is any need.
I'm always looking out for my friends just in case any of them are in a bit of danger or anything like that, but we're always keeping our eye on different people.
I think it's something we're all very aware of. We all have female friends in the university. We look after each other quite a lot. We do joint socials with netball, females, rugby union, stuff like that. So it's something we're all very aware of.
Street marshals have also been introduced, and the night bus staff are promoting the Ask for Angela scheme that allows people to discreetly ask bar staff for help.
It's particularly aimed at women because women unfortunately are those that suffer the most from abuse and harassment, but it's for anyone with a problem in town.
All the young women are saying that this is a really good initiative that's been set up, that they've been to other areas and things like that need to be happening in all town centres to help them feel safer. We have people coming back week after week to be able to get these to keep themselves safe.
The night safety bus will run every Wednesday and Saturday nights for the next year. Corinne Wheatley, BBC Look North, Huddersfield.
Police have made 3 arrests after a man died at a pub in Leeds city centre. Officers were called twice within minutes to the Regent in Kirkgate on Saturday, where it's thought the man had been involved in an incident with a woman, and a number of other people intervened. He later died in hospital. The 3 people arrested have been released on bail. Now, a legal challenge over the closure of Doncaster Sheffield Airport will be heard by a court in Leeds tomorrow. The judicial review has been launched by Doncaster Council. Reports this weekend suggested a potential rescue deal had stalled. Tom Ingle is at the airport for us now. Tom, bring us up to speed with what's happening.
Amy, to mangle a phrase, the lights are on, but no one's coming at home. This was a fully functioning international airport 3 weeks ago. Now I'm the only one here, although, and I kid you not, a couple of buses have come and gone in the last 10 minutes while I've been waiting to talk to you. Now, story so far, the owners Peel say this airport is unviable, that's why it's got to close. The local authorities say, well, actually, we disagree. Here's a lot of money, Peel, keep it going while you find a buyer. Oh, and by the way, here is a buyer waiting in the wings. You'll remember in the run-up to closure, barely a day went past with some sort of development on the sale of the airport story. Now, this weekend, a national newspaper has reported the consortium waiting to buy is led by a gentleman in the United Arab Emirates. But they also said the deal has stalled because the owners, Peel, want more information about where that money is coming from and who is involved in the bid. The mayoral authority told us today it's completely right that Peel is carrying out due diligence as part of their negotiations with interested prospective buyers. Peel said they had nothing to add. Doncaster Council said, we are unable to comment as it would be inappropriate to do so when there is a judicial review legal process underway. That judicial review will be heard tomorrow. Doesn't mean we'll hear an answer tomorrow. And just to show they really mean business, last week Doncaster councillors said if the judicial review doesn't work, we will definitely go down for the compulsory purchase. That could take a couple of years though, Amy.
Tom, thank you. Now, the Rugby League World Cup came to an end on Saturday with wins for Australia's men's and women at Old Trafford. On Friday, England's wheelchair team beat France in an epic final to join the physical disability side in becoming world champions. Well, Tanya has been covering it all for BBC Sport. She's back with us. We've missed you, Tanya. Welcome
one day
back.
only.
For
I need
one
a
day
rest.
only, yeah. Don't get too used to seeing her in the studio. One day only. Tanya, how was it? Was it a success?
It was an absolutely incredible experience. Personally, was it a success? Yes, I think largely it was. To have the competitions running concurrently was incredibly ambitious, but it gave the sport an incredible stage. Viewing figures were very good. Disappointment about some of the attendances. You know, maybe they had too many games in one place here and there. But I think overall, yes, we had 67,000 people at Old Trafford on Saturday and no England team there to support. It's been an incredible platform for the women's game, but the outstanding success has been the wheelchair game. And of course, England won. Well, it was an incredibly special night. Earlier, I spoke to one of the England stars, Halifax-born Jack Brown, who was at the Stock Exchange, where the wheelchair team and the PDRL were invited to close the markets before heading to Parliament. He admitted it hasn't all sunk in yet.
I think it takes a while yet. Once the thick heads have gone away, I think people are starting to realise what they've done, and things like this happening kind of reinstate what the gravity of what's happened, really, yeah.
How special was it for you, for the rest of the team, to be on the pitch at Old Trafford, being congratulated? I mean, you were given a guard of honour by the Gillaroos. That must have been such a special moment for you all.
It was, and from a team that we've looked up to as well throughout the tournament. You know, we'd have loved to have seen our girls there, but yeah, the Gillaroos did a fantastic tournament, and yeah, they showed some real class towards us, which was well received. It was a really special event, that was.
Can I take you back to Friday night? I spoke to you not long after you'd won it, and you were so emotional. It was pouring out of all of you how much it meant.
It was. It's 5 years of hard graft for everyone here, and it's not just what we've done individually. It's through the pandemic and things like that. We're doing workouts in our living rooms on Zoom calls and things like that, and it took a couple of seconds after the final whistle was blown, but I think once Seb hit me and Tom got into me, there was no controlling it after that.
And what do you hope for the sport? Because it was such a spectacle. There's been so much love for it, millions watching at home. What do you hope happens now?
More people play. That is it. That's the be all and end all, is make the sport as big as it can be, which is, you know, one of the biggest sports in this country. It's not just the case that it's a wheelchair sport, it's the fact that everyone can play, and we've had a lot of youngsters that were in the crowd there just have to get in touch with RFL and they can just create their own club. There's plenty of funding there for it.
A big thank you to Jack for talking to us. What now, Tanya? Where does the sport go from here?
That's a really good question, because I think what this tournament has proved undoubtedly is the international game is such a driver. All the players want to play it, the Australians, the Samoans, the Tongans, they're desperate to play it. But at the moment we're sort of stuck in a fight with the Australian authorities who aren't that keen. They don't see the point of it. They've got their own setup. It's very successful down there. So as we sit here now, we know that England's women and men have got a test match against France in early New Year, and that is it. So that needs to change. The wheelchair game needs to be given a platform, and if they can have a few matches against France, we will all go and watch that. So the international calendar has to be sorted out to really push the game forward.
You know, everyone I've been talking to in the streets have talked about that wheelchair game and saying it's fierce and it's so thrilling to watch.
It is absolutely. I mean, to have been there on Friday night was an absolute privilege. It really, really was.
Tanya, thank you for coming in.
You can do the rest of the sport.
Enjoy your rest. I feel a bit nervous here because I've got our sports correspondent watching me do the football, but here we go. Football now. Sheffield Wednesday beat Shrewsbury and a third in League One. Barry Bannon's corner was headed in by Mark McGuinness in the only goal of the game 6 minutes before half-time. Meanwhile, South Yorkshire neighbours Barnsley are 6th in League One. Jordan Williams volleyed the Reds ahead against MK Dons after conceding an equaliser, and Adam Phillips' header put Barnsley back ahead at the start of the second half. And Herbie Kane then made it 3-1 with a sweet strike. In League Two, Harrogate Town got a much-needed win over Mansfield. Luke Armstrong put Harrogate ahead 5 minutes in. Armstrong then made it 2-0 with a clinical finish. At the end of the first half, Alex Patterson proceeded and finished 3-0 to the Sulphurites. And just like that, Tanya's gone. A hairdresser in Leeds is offering a pay-as-you-can service to customers who are struggling with the rising cost of living. Samantha Georgeson, who lives in Roundhay, said members of the community had reacted really positively to the service. We went along to see her in action.
It really, really breaks my heart to know how many people are struggling.
Times like this that everyone in the country has to come together to make things better for everyone.
There's no shame in asking for help. When you look good, you feel good. So I own a hair salon in Roundhay, and we have just started a pay-as-you-can scheme. Clients can come in and have a haircut, shampoo, blow dry, and they can pay whatever they feel they can pay. So being able to offer that to people and know that it just improves their day a little bit, it brings me a lot of joy actually. It makes me feel great. We've not really reached the point where people have said that they're going to stop coming, but we've had people that maybe usually have a colouring cut, only having a cut every 6 weeks, are trying to push to 8, even longer in some cases. So yeah, we've really started to notice that people are tightening the belts and kind of saving the pennies where they can.
If you're in a position where you can give back to the community, those who need to will definitely see this as something that they can take advantage of. You know, what comes around goes around. Just do your part when you can.
I have been so shocked by the response. It's been amazing. We've had such a positive response from clients, from friends, family, people that have never been to the salon. And I really feel like big businesses especially should be looking at things like this and bringing stuff in and introducing new schemes that will help people.
It's brilliant, isn't it, what Samantha's doing? She's just reminded I need to put my own trim in. Paul.
Well, I didn't want to say anything
Yeah,
yet.
thank you. You're going to love this. I decided to go ice skating yesterday. It was beautiful blue skies. We got there, the heavens opened. It was all like water skiing.
Oh, was it the outdoor place? Yeah. Oh, the weather's been terrible.
Oh, I know.
Hasn't it?
Serves me right for trying to be festive too soon.
Indeed, it does. Let me show you a few pictures before we get on to a forecast that contains a lot of rain again, and that was Scapegoat Hill this morning. A bit of brine, as you can see, a bit of fog in the bottom there in Kirklees. The second picture is a very sort of ghostly-like image on the River Ouse, the King's Arms on the left-hand side there. The River Ouse looking really quite full as well. This picture is a beautiful one. That was sunrise in Skipton.
It's a bit more like it.
Looking over towards the Dales. Keep the pictures coming in. Addresses on your screen right now. So we have got plenty of unsettled weather to come over the next few days, but tomorrow it should be a better day. Might get off to a damp start, but skies will brighten. Most places becoming dry before the next weather system brings a very wet morning Wednesday morning, clearing to sunshine in the afternoon. Then the next one brings more rain in later on Thursday before Friday. Doesn't look too bad dry with some sunshine. But there's that weather front. It's making for a rotten commute, a rotten evening right across our region. That rain will continue to come down. So further outbreaks of rain this evening and overnight. It will tend to fizzle later on, but we could well be left with some low cloud, patchy rain and drizzling places. Lowest temperatures around 5 or 6 degrees. So tomorrow's high water times in Scarborough at 2:24, Bridlington at 2:44. So a bit of a mixed start in the morning, quite a bit of cloud, perhaps still some patchy rain to clear out of the way, but the cloud will slowly break up, so it's a brighter prospect. Most places becoming dry, apart from 1 or 2 showers, and hopefully a bit of sunshine as well. Temperatures around 8 or 9 degrees. A quick look then on Wednesday, a wet start, brighter later. Thursday, a bright start, rain later. That's the forecast.
Friday's good for ice skating.
It's not looking too bad.
That's it from us. Thank you very much. Do be careful if you're out travelling because the roads have been pretty awful in that weather. Hannah Gray's here with your late news. Bye-bye from us for now. Bye-bye.